Hello, today I'm going to show you how to add a YouTube video to your website using webpaper.co. Now the first thing you want to do, once you have your website built and ready for the YouTube video, you want to go to YouTube, find that video. Now this is just a sample video I want to use, webpaper editor introduction if you will. And if we scroll down right below it you should see a share button. If we click that, it brings up some sharing options. From here we notice that we want to embed this video. So, very simple enough, click the embed button. Scroll down a little bit more to see the options. Now you can change the size here, but notice you can't go really much smaller than this. I'll show you how to do that later, but you obviously could do it here if you wish too. But I like the more manual approach. It's straight to the point and it takes care of everything right away. Plus we may not know how big or small we need it right now, so for now we will ignore that. Now the first option here, use old embed code. Now you're thinking, why would I want to use the old embed code? Because the new one has an iframe. And the only problem with the iframe is, if you're ever thinking about doing an autoplay, you really wouldn't want to use an iframe, because an iframe you can't autoplay. So, if you want to autoplay your video, you want to use the old embed code. If you don't really care about autoplaying, use the new one, that's fine. So, we're going to use the old one, just for this tutorial's sake, so I can show you how to autoplay the video as well. Above that, we have a few more options. Enable enhanced privacy mode. That's basically just going to protect cookies. It's not really needed. It's honestly kind of redundant on some states. I mean, you might find yourself using it, but I really rarely think anybody would ever use that. Next thing is play in HD. What that's going to do is basically play in higher video quality. Do keep in mind though, higher video quality equals slower loading time. So you really only want to use that if you have a video you're really trying to emphasize the video quality on, such as a video project you made or just something you really want to show that you did a good job doing the video quality or video editing on this video. But 99% of the time, not needed. Right above that, we have use HTTPS. This is more for secured websites that have SSL or secured socket layer. That's normally found on the shopping cart page or login page. Sometimes you'll find it on really big sites, but it's not really needed once again. But if you do have SSL, that would be needed so it doesn't break the SSL. But on webpaper, I really don't think you're going to need any of these options. Besides maybe the top one here. Show suggested videos when the video finishes. Now, I used to leave this on, but I found with a few clients that they don't like showing other videos after theirs is finished. And it may show a competitor's video, it may show unrelated videos that they don't feel are quite related, so the best bet is just not to show any videos upon finish. Just show your video and that's it. So, okay, we have our options selected here. I just want to use the old embed code, as we see right here. And we click in here to select it all, right click and copy. Once we've copied the code, we can go back to our page, our editing page, if you will, not the front page. And on the editing page, we're going to click Insert Text Box. That's going to add a new text box, and we just drag that right over here, and maybe stretch it about the size we want our YouTube video. Now the next option, or next step, would be to delete new, right click, and paste. Now what that's going to do is paste your YouTube video code inside that text box. Now if you select out and deselect that box, you notice it runs all over our site. We got a mess here. Well, one way to fix this is just to shrink the text font. Maybe go to 10 pixels. There we go. It's all in the box. It's all nice, neat, clean. That's perfect. So if we save and click public view, oh dear, the video is too big. What are we going to do? Well, as I mentioned before, we could have previously resized the video, but maybe we didn't know how big we wanted it. So one way to do it manually, go back to your editor, click on the text box, and look at the text. I mean, it says it right here. Object width equals 560. The height equals 315. But the tricky thing with YouTube videos using the old embed code, it says it twice. If you don't change both of them, it won't work. See, we have a second one, height, width and height right here. So now we know we have two codes to change. And I already got an idea of what we want to do, so let's shrink this one down to 320. make sure we go shrink the other one to 320. So I'm basically replacing both 560s with 320 now. But I know I'm going to want the height smaller too, so instead of 315, I'm going to do 250. Now do keep in mind, don't delete the parentheses, don't delete anything else, just delete the numbers. So I'm just deleting 315 and replacing it with 250. Simple enough. To deselect, we're just going to click outside the box, and now we can click the save button. And let's look at our public view. Okay, looking better. The video is very proportionate. It does seem to be coming off here a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to move the video. I'm just going to slide this text box up a little bit. Wherever the top left of the text box is where the top left of the video is going to be. Pretty simple. So if I slide it up like this, like I said, the video should slide up. Click public view. Bam. There we go. Looks really good. You can click on it. It'll start playing. Welcome. There we go. Okay, but now if you want to autoplay the video, let's say somebody comes to your site, you want the video to start playing right away. Well, how are you going to do that? Let me show you. What we're going to do is we're going to look for the URL. And you'll find the URL by looking for the www.youtube.com. Once you find it, just start clicking and holding and highlighting and look for the and sign. When we find the very first and sign right after the URL, we're going to type in auto, A-U-T-O, play, P-L-A-Y, equals 1, semicolon. Now what this is doing is telling the autoplay equals true, but Google has their own, or YouTube has their own way of doing it, and it's autoplay equals 1. So that's what we're doing, autoplay equals 1, semicolon. But once again, with the size, the same thing comes into play with the autoplay. It needs to be entered in twice. So if you look down here, you'll see another YouTube link. And if we keep holding, we'll find the and sign right after the link. Boom, and. As soon as you find the and sign right after, auto play equals 1, semicolon. Now that we're done, we click outside the box to deselect and click save. Now if we go to public view, the video should start playing right away. Hello and welcome to WebPaper's powerful editing tool. I'm just going to and that is how you add a YouTube video to your website using WebPaper. Also, how you autoplay that YouTube video if you might want to. Thank you for checking out WebPaper. Appreciate it.